Hello, this is Mark Newman coming to you from wikigameguides.com, and we are continuing the Diablo 2 Let's Play slash guide slash anything you want to call it. Noise is a bit louder than usual. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. I think I'll leave it like that. You guys can actually hear things dying for once, and that is the cave. Inside there, if you guys aren't really natural with the game, inside there is a really nasty fire specific character. Well, not a fire, she's a ice enchanted one of these elven lady people, and she really hurts. I wouldn't suggest going towards her. Sometimes it depends on the character. She's easier than others, but usually she's just basically gonna kill you first time you try her. As you can see, that minor health potion that I just took, it did not revive me to full health. So that's one of the pros of being a werewolf as the druid. You just get so much health from that percentage that it's really quite nice. Does not look like I have a sash yet, which is kind of odd. By now I usually have a sash. And yeah, so we entered the cave. What I am attempting to be doing right now is finishing up the Bloodraven quest, where I have to go to her cemetery and kill her. That's pretty much the proceeding of every quest in Diablo 2, but just to rename it for you. And we have an experience shrine thing, I guess. I don't know. So what to talk about right now? Just saw the oh god, what's it called? Well, the new Bethesda trailer for a game. Can't remember the name of the game right now, but came out fairly recently, about 5 minutes long, and it is rather interesting. The game looks to be a bit like Thief, if any of you have played that game. And since it's from Bethesda, it's basically almost a Blizzard of first person, I guess. Would you call it that? I think it would be in my worlds, it's the Blizzard of the first person game. And right now, getting fairly close to death multiple times. That would be embarrassing if I died on a hardcore character, not even in the second act. So this should be interesting. When I get to Duriel, which some of you may or may not know, he is basically the main act boss of the second act, and he's a real baddie. He'll kill you, and he'll kill you quickly. So, wow, at a loss for words today. Not sure why. So, topics. Diablo 3. What class are you going to be going in as? Personally, I think I would go in as the Barbarian, just because of his awesomeness look. Yes, maybe so, maybe not, who knows. And my friend said that the wizard was a bit lackluster. While he did look cool, depending on the person who was playing it, sash, thank God. While it did look cool, depending on the person who was playing it, it was rather boring for him, so might not be for everyone, the wizard. Torchlight 2, that is basically coming out, I think, about a month after Diablo 2, and, well, it looks interesting, worth a try, definitely. And nice things about it is that you can play it offline, which means that in case the internet ever goes off, that means that a lot of people are instantly going to be playing Torchlight 2 just because they can't play Diablo 3 since it requires permanent internet connection, which may or may not be a problem for some players. And now we have just encountered the cold enchanted archers, and that's where I take my leave, since really they don't give you much, and the amount of potions I would have to waste on them would just be pretty silly for the gain I get from it, which was almost non-existent. So, going back to looking for the burial site where we will find Bloodraven, and I might go into a bit of lore here. So, what's happening in the game so far? Diablo 2, in Diablo 1, you played as an adventurer who came into town. The town was under the control of the King Leoric. The King Leoric had been slowly made his kingdom over a cathedral. Within that cathedral, the demon lord Diablo was Lord of Terror, I think. Yeah, the demon Diablo, Lord of Terror, had set up. Well, he had been imprisoned in this cathedral, and so as Leoric spent time above it, as king, he was in a point of power, and so he was attempted to be corrupted by Diablo. Unfortunately, Leoric was too strong for Diablo and couldn't be fully corrupted, so, but Diablo was still able to get certain bad things out of him, I would say. So Leoric basically sent away his army to fight in a purposeless war, and Leoric was further corrupted. Now the town around this cathedral, it started encountering demons, and they weren't too happy about that. So your hero comes into town, he goes down into the dungeon, and he finds and kills Diablo. But he makes the mistake of trying to imprison him within himself by shoving the soul stone into his forehead, which looked fairly painful if in the final cinematic of that game. And so here we are. We're following in the wake of this traveler, this hero from the last game, who has been corrupted by Diablo for shoving a shard into his forehead. Not the best idea. I would not recommend shoving shards into your forehead. Certainly not. And so at this point, we are basically just following this path of destruction, finding cool loot along the way, and having fun busting the heads of fetishes and shamans. At this point, we are trying to get through this area by finding the basically rangers of the area. There's a headquarters for them, and looks like I'm running out of time, so I think I'll see you next game, next video, possibly, probably. I would hope so. Certainly, I would hope so. So this has been Mark Newman coming to you from wikigameguides.com. Diablo 2, hardcore, let's play, / guide, / anything you want to call it. And I'm going the wrong way. So, see you next video.